All right, hey everybody, Zach here from Flywheel Supply, and I'm going to show you how to rebuild a John Deere igniter, or in this case, I'm putting a brand new one together, but it's the same process. So strip your old igniter down so you have just a body like this, and get it cleaned up. If you got a sandblaster, sandblast it, get it all cleaned up, especially inside. If you want to leave your patina on the outside, that's fine, but get this the side all cleaned up that goes in the engine. And then if you have the whole igniter rebuild kit, you'll have the parts that I've got laying out here. You'll have your stationary electrode and some mica, the clamp, the inboard spring, the trip piece here, the outboard spring. You have the movable igniter shaft, and then you have a couple of nuts, a washer, a couple of cotter pins, and the fane stock clip. So that'll all go in there. So the very first thing we need to do is lap the shaft in to the body. So you'll have this surface here. It'll be worn if it's on your old igniter, and you're going to take a little bit of valve lapping compound. This is Briggs and Stratton, but it doesn't matter. Just any kind of valve lapping compound, and take a little bit of it, put it around the surface here on the shaft like so, and then put it in the igniter, and then you're gonna twist this in to lap it like this. Now you got to be patient. If you're doing this by hand, it's going to take you a little while. Just keep rubbing that in, and then push that compound back in there like so, and do it again. Now if you're ambitious, if you got a lathe, you want to make a little tool, or just a drill press, you could probably do this. We've got a little adapter here that'll go on like so, and then I take a really short little cotter pin and drop through that hole. So now I just pull and hold back with the drill the whole time and just spin it, and that'll lap it. Do that for a minute, and then move it out, push the lapping compound back down in the groove like you were a minute ago by hand, and then repeat the process. Pull out on it and just continue to lap it. Okay, now that we've got it lapped in good, I'll disassemble the little tool, take that out. I'll take the movable shaft back out of the body, and we'll clean that up. Now you see I'm just wiping the compound off. We don't want that left in there. A little dab of brake clean certainly won't hurt to rinse that off with, and clean the body itself up too. Okay, now we can go ahead and start the assembly of the rest of it. So what we're going to do first here is take the clamp and the spring. We're going to hook the spring over the bolt like this, and then pull it down over here like so. So you see I got that just like that. Okay, then put the trip piece in like this. It should be pointing away from the thread of the bolt. Now, one thing to note on this bolt, that'll come in your kit, but it won't be in the clamp. Run it in, but don't tighten it. Just run it in. Don't pinch this yet. That's got to be able to freely slide on this shaft. So don't tighten that up yet. Just run it in until it touches right here, okay? So now I've got this assembled like that, and I can stick the shaft in the freshly lapped hole, and then insert this assembly in like so. Okay, now I got it together like that. Then we can put the outboard spring on. Goes over the pin right there. Okay, turn the shaft down here till it lines up about where it's going to be. Go a little more. There we go. See, I got it through the hole there. Push it in all the way, and then we'll bend this over, okay? All right, now you can see I got the cotter pin bent over, and I trimmed the tails down just a little bit so it doesn't catch on anything here, okay? Now we'll put the other cotter pin in. So slide this stuff towards the inboard side of the igniter here, and put this cotter pin through. And then you can bend it over like that. Now the next thing we need to do is put our mica and our stationary shaft in there. So I have my mica divided up. This is a little bit of just by guess and by golly. I have this kind of figured out already, but start with, you know, maybe about a finger's width. See there, worth of mica on there, and slide it in. And it'll take you a couple of times putting it together, taking it apart to get this just right, because you got to have the right amount of mica here that when the shaft is closed, the points line up. But if you start with your mica maybe about half a contact point, you know, past, by the time it compresses, you'll probably line up about right. So you can kind of see what I got going on right there. And then I'm going to add all the mica to the other side right here. Then the washer, metal washer, goes next, and a nut. Now I'll stick this in the vise right here just a little bit and put the 7/16 wrench on here and tighten this up, okay? All right, there you can see I've got it tightened up, and I got my points aligned, you know, side to side like this. And then you take a pair of pliers, you might crack your nut back loose just a little bit, and then grab this and twist it forwards or backwards slightly until the 2 points align so they touch flat. You want them totally flat when they touch there. So you see I need to turn it just a little bit more because I got a little gap on the left-hand side versus the right. So I'm going to turn it just a little bit. And there we have it. We got it lined up real nice. That's what you want. Now you come back over here and we can hook up this spring. So you got the spring hook right here, and it needs to go around the little titty up there. So to do that, hold this down like with your thumb and take a pair of needle nose pliers. Just like so. Now that's hooked up, okay? Now the last thing is we need to set the gap. So open the igniter up to set your gap like so, and then come around here to the clamp and tighten the clamp. Takes a 7/16 socket. There we go, got it tight, and we got our little gap. That's what we want right there, okay? Then the next and last thing to do is to put the fane stock clip on in the nut. Just like that. Now you have a rebuilt John Deere igniter. Fits the 1.5 horse, the 3, and the 6. So that's how that spring sits out there. Everybody's always wondering how that goes. That's just how it goes. And the spring, the inboard spring rather, is just like so. That's how you build a John Deere igniter. If you got any questions, give us a call or shoot us an email. Thanks. Flywheel-supply.com or call 866-657-5335. Thanks, guys.